The NBA world has been hit with a shockwave, and it's coming straight out of the Bay Area. Just when the Golden State Warriors were preparing to start their brand new season with renewed hope and chemistry, one of their young stars, Jonathan Kuminga, has found himself in major trouble. Reports have confirmed that the NBA has officially fined Jonathan Kuminga a whopping $35,000, and fans are stunned by what really happened behind the scenes. This isn't just a random fine. It's a disciplinary move that could have serious implications for both Kuminga and the Warriors organization. Before the first regular season game has even been played, one of their most promising young players is already making headlines for the wrong reasons. And it raises the question, is this the start of another drama-filled season for the Golden State Warriors? Let's break down exactly what went down, and why the NBA decided to hand down such a heavy fine to Jonathan Kuminga, because the details are both shocking and telling about where this team stands right now. According to multiple league sources, the fine stems from an incident that occurred during one of the Warriors' preseason games. During a heated moment on the court, Kuminga reportedly got into a verbal altercation with an opposing player, which escalated far beyond normal trash talk. Cameras caught him shoving the player after a hard foul, and as referees stepped in to break things up, Kuminga continued shouting even after being warned to step back. The league reviewed the footage and decided that his conduct violated the NBA's Code of Player Behavior, leading to a $35,000 fine for what was described as unsportsmanlike actions and verbal abuse of an official. Yes, that's right. Kuminga reportedly directed words toward one of the referees in frustration, and that crossed a line the NBA simply does not tolerate. Now, this isn't the first time the NBA has fined a player for emotional outbursts, but the timing here makes it all the more concerning. The Warriors are already under immense pressure after last season's disappointing finish. The chemistry issues, the locker room tensions, and the uncertainty about the future of the core players, all of that has placed a spotlight on Golden State's ability to stay disciplined and united. And Jonathan Kuminga, being one of the faces of the team's future, was supposed to symbolize growth and maturity this year. But this incident has fans worried that maybe the young star still hasn't fully grasped the responsibility that comes with being a leader on a championship-caliber team. Social media went absolutely wild as soon as the fine was announced. Some fans defended Kuminga, saying it was an overreaction by the league, claiming that emotions run high during games, especially in the preseason when players are fighting for rhythm and respect. Others, however, said this was unacceptable behavior that Kuminga, now entering his fourth year in the league, should know better. One fan tweeted, "How can you talk about wanting a bigger role on the Warriors when you can't even control your temper?" Another said, $35,000 fine before the season starts, that's not the kind of leadership we need from our young guys. But what's perhaps most interesting is how the Warriors themselves have responded. According to team insiders, head coach Steve Kerr had a private conversation with Kuminga immediately after the incident. Kerr reportedly emphasized the importance of composure, accountability, and professionalism, values that have defined the Warriors' dynasty for years. The team knows Kuminga is fiery and competitive, but they also understand how easily one moment can change public perception. For a team trying to reestablish its culture after years of ups and downs, these kinds of headlines are exactly what they don't want. Now, for those who might think this fine is minor, think again. The NBA doesn't just hand out $35,000 fines for nothing. That's a significant amount, especially considering it comes right before the season kicks off. Fines like this go into the league's discipline fund, but the impact goes much deeper. It's a public mark, a signal from the NBA that a player's conduct crossed a professional line. In Jonathan Kuminga's case, that means he's now under the microscope. Every move he makes on and off the court will be analyzed. The league will be watching closely, and so will his coaches, teammates, and fans. But here's where things get even more intriguing. This fine might not just be about what happened during that one heated moment. Sources close to the team suggest that frustration has been building behind the scenes. Kuminga has been vocal about wanting a bigger role, more minutes, and more trust from the coaching staff. He's worked hard all summer, showing flashes of dominance during training camp and preseason. But there's also been tension about his fit within the Warriors system. Could this fine have been the boiling point of that frustration? Many insiders believe so. When young players feel overlooked or restrained, it can manifest in emotional ways, and that's exactly what may have happened here. Stephen Curry, the heart and soul of the Warriors, was asked about the incident during a post-practice interview. His response was diplomatic but revealing. Curry said, "We all make mistakes. It's about how you respond to them. Kuminga's got so much talent, and we need him locked in, focused, and ready to play basketball the right way." Those words carry weight. Curry isn't just talking about basketball, he's talking about attitude, discipline, and maturity. And if there's one thing this Warriors locker room needs right now, it's unity. Interestingly, Draymond Green, known for his own fiery temper and past suspensions, was seen having a long talk with Kuminga during practice the next day. That image sparked even more discussion online. Some said Draymond was giving him advice on how to handle emotions, while others joked that Draymond was the last person who should be teaching about self-control. But either way, the message is clear: the Warriors are trying to keep this situation from spiraling into another media circus. Because let's be honest, the Warriors have had enough drama in recent years. From the Poole Green punch to locker room leaks and playoff meltdowns, this franchise has lived under a microscope. And now, as they prepare for what might be the last true run with the Curry-Klay-Draymond core, the last thing they need is distractions. Jonathan Kuminga was supposed to be part of the next wave, the future of Golden State basketball. His athleticism, his scoring potential, and his defensive energy are exactly what the team needs to stay competitive. But incidents like this make people question whether he's ready to carry that torch. Still, there's reason for optimism. Sources say Kuminga took full responsibility for his actions after the fine was announced. He reportedly addressed his teammates, apologized for the incident, and promised to keep his emotions in check moving forward. That level of accountability is a good sign, and it shows that maybe this fine could end up being a valuable lesson rather than a major setback. The Warriors organization has also publicly supported Kuminga, releasing a short statement saying they respect the league's decision and that Jonathan understands the importance of maintaining professionalism at all times. Behind closed doors, they know this is a growing-up moment, and perhaps a turning point for him. Now, if you're wondering how this fine compares to others around the league, here's some context. NBA fines can range anywhere from a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands depending on the severity. Players have been fined for criticizing referees, throwing equipment, fighting, or even skipping media obligations. But a $35,000 fine before the season even starts? That's rare. It shows how serious the league took the incident, and how determined they are to send a message early, that unsportsmanlike conduct will not be tolerated this year. From a bigger picture perspective, this could actually be a blessing in disguise for Kuminga. Sometimes young players need a wake-up call. The NBA isn't just about athleticism and highlights, it's about poise, image, and maturity. If Kuminga channels this moment into motivation, he could emerge stronger, more focused, and more respected than ever before. And make no mistake, the Warriors need him. As Klay Thompson enters a contract year, Draymond continues to age, and Curry carries the bulk of the offensive load, Kuminga's rise is crucial. He's one of the few players on this roster with the physical tools to bridge the gap between the old dynasty and the new era. This fine, while embarrassing in the short term, could become the turning point where Kuminga learns how to harness his competitive fire without letting it control him. Fans are watching closely. Will he come out of this with a vengeance, determined to prove doubters wrong? Or will this be another chapter in the Warriors' ongoing saga of internal struggles? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: all eyes will be on Jonathan Kuminga when the season tips off.